This week on My Disney Brain, we review the Disney Plus movie Godmothered. Thanks for joining us. Hello and welcome to My Disney Brain podcast, a creative, imaginative, and family-oriented podcast with a brown-eyed perspective. Join us each week for theme park news and updates, family vacation planning tips and tricks, as well as fun family insights and memories from prior visits or hopes of visits to come. My Disney Brain podcast is your podcast for the magic that keeps you motivated until your next Walt Disney World vacation. Thanks for joining us. Hello and welcome to My Disney Brain. Happy New Year to everyone. We are all in the studio today, so I'm joined by the girls. Hello, Nia.
Hello.
And hello, Imani.
Hello.
And today, guys, we have a really fun show planned for you. We tried to veg out over the holidays as much as possible, meaning we wanted to lay light vegetables and eat as much food as we possibly could and watch a lot of TV. And, of course, our TV includes a lot of Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So we thought, why not bring some of our reviews of some of the movies that we're watching on Disney Plus to the podcast, and hence today's show. We are going to review Godmothered, which is on Disney Plus right now. So just a warning, we're going to go through the entire movie and give you our opinions and actually talk about some things that happened in the movie. So if you haven't seen it, maybe go to a previous My Disney Brain podcast that you haven't listened to and come back after you have seen the movie. And that way you can tell us if you agree with our review and our thoughts and so forth and so on. Before we get started, as always, I'd like to thank you for joining us, number one. Number two, I want you to be excited as we are because we've got a lot of new things happening this year. We're going to be doing, on average, 2 or more podcasts a week, so you're going to get more of My Disney Brain moving forward. We are revamping our webpage, our website, and so look forward to that. And we're just excited about 2021, and we hope you are as well. All right, girls, so it's time to get started. I'm just going to give a little bit of overview of Godmothered. Again, Godmothered is on Disney Plus right now, so if you want to see it, you got to have Disney Plus. And it is starring, I'm not sure if I've seen this lady before or not. It seems like I've seen her in another movie, but it is starring a young lady named Jillian Bell, and she is in the lead role. And there's another lady named Isla Fisher, who we've seen in a couple different roles before, who is her co-star. So anyway, the essence of the movie is this. Godmothered, as you may have guessed, has to do with folks who are godmothers. And the character that Jillian is playing, she is trying to become a godmother. And one of the things that she hasn't done has to do with her being able to give somebody their happily ever after. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that she wants to be able to do. She's from a place called Motherland. You know, when I first saw Motherland, when they said that, you know what it made me think of?
Wakanda.
It did. Like the way they shot it and the way they went into the shot, like it's this mysterious land, and you couldn't see it, and then all of a sudden they broke through this invisible barrier and said, oh, this is the motherland. And I thought of Africa, and I thought, oh, this is like Wakanda, but not.
It's not.
So the fairy godmothers train in Motherland to become fairy godmothers. And the gist of the story is this. There's a system in place for fairy godmothers to become certified fairy godmothers, and it's always been the same system. Mm-hmm. And some of the fairy godmothers don't think that should be.
Yes.
And Jillian's character was one of those. And so, in other words, everything was set up the same way. And there were phases to this. And they thought, it's got to be more to it than that. It got to the point where people in the real world were not receiving or believing in their happily ever afters. So the need for fairy godmothers was going down. So the fairy godmothers had said that they're going to start getting trained to become tooth fairies. So this takes our main character into the real world to prove that godmothers are still needed, and she wanted to prove to herself that she could give a happily ever after to one of her letter writers. Someone had wrote her a letter when they were 10, and she wanted to seek that person out to give her a happily ever after. And of course, in and throughout that particular plot are lots of twists and turns, lots of humor. I thought the movie was relatively funny, but I want to get the feedback from the girls. So girls, what did you guys think? Nia, what was your overall feel for the movie? Did you give it a thumbs up, thumbs down? I'll tell you what, instead of thumbs up, thumbs down, let's do it this way. Let's rank it. From 1 to 10, what do you give? 1 being, not good and 10 being excellent.
It was, in my opinion, I give it a 6. I give it a 6 because it's not bad. I'm going to say that. It's not bad. It's something you should watch. It's a Disney classic, a little humor throughout the movie, and then it's wholesome at the end. However, that's all it is. So,
did you think it was predictable?
Yes, it was very predictable. I could see how all of this ends.
Did you think it was humorous?
I thought that there were parts of it that was funny.
Okay. All right. So, Imani, what do you think? 1 to 10, what did you give it?
1 to 10, I think I would give it a 6 also. Just because it wasn't a terrible movie. It's a good family movie to watch during the holidays. I don't think I will watch it any other time outside of holiday season. And as a grown person who does not have children, I don't think it would be on my, roster of things to watch during the holiday season. Like I'm always going to watch The Grinch, or I'm always going to watch Nightmare Before Christmas. Like, it wouldn't be on my holiday watch list.
So do you see this as a holiday movie or just because it came out during the holiday?
I think it's a holiday movie because if you watch the movie, there's a lot of holiday elements. It takes place during the holiday season in the movie. Right. In addition to, of course, the release date being in the holiday time.
Well, did you find it humorous?
I thought it was cute.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so my ranking is going to be a little higher. I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't, unlike Soul, which I was sort of I was looking forward to, Godmother was like, oh yeah, I remember favoriting this and putting it on my list, so let's watch this. Mm-hmm. And because I didn't have huge expectations, I actually was pleasantly surprised. So I give it a 7. 7.5. Let me be kinder. A 7.5. Because I did find it humorous. I thought it was pretty funny in spots. I thought the fact that the character that was played by Jillian, her name was Eleanor, her naivete as it relates to the actual world was really pretty funny. Mm-hmm. I thought it was in several cases, like for example, when she was riding in the car, which she had first met.
The truck driver lady?
Well, yeah, the truck driver, that was pretty funny. And that discussion was pretty funny because the lady was like, "Are you on drugs?" Mm-hmm. That was pretty hilarious. But no, when she was in the car, she had left work with this lady, and she was coming home, and she said, "Don't you have anywhere to stay?" And she pointed down this alley where these people were standing beside a trash can, fire and stuff. She said, "Yeah, those nice, what she call them, princesses or fairies or something."
Yeah.
I said that I could stay with them as long as I didn't mind sharing sewing needles. stuff
Wow.
like that. I was like, oh, that's crazy.
That's scary.
Yeah. So it was just little one shots like that I found very funny. Now her family dynamic. This is a single mom. She had 2 kids, and she just wasn't living her happily ever after. So Eleanor comes and she has a letter when she wrote her when she was 10. The lady's 40 now, so a lot has changed. And Eleanor is trying to come to grips with, why didn't you get your happily ever after? Like, what's going on? Like, something's broken here. And that was kind of her main deal. So as she learned to traverse the real world, she was also trying to figure out, how can I help this lady get her happily ever after? She implemented a lot of different spells and a lot of different things around the house to help clean up, one of which was this hilarious raccoon that was known for sweeping and cleaning and things like that. I thought that was pretty cute. And, well, I don't know if I'll tell about the dog. I let that be a surprise. You know, when the pig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the main character, I will say, Jillian is the actress's name.
Right.
It was interesting to see her in a Disney movie because, again, as an adult person, almost all the movies I've seen her in, they are at least rated R. So she's very funny, but in a very adult manner. So seeing her in
Can
a
you
Disney
name something
movie,
she's been in before? I was trying to see.
Yeah, she's been in. It was just on with Ice Cube. I think it's called Teacher Fight. Or that she's in that movie. She's in 22 Jump Street with Channing Tatum. What else is she in? She's done quite a few movies, but like I said, they're very much so adult humor films.
She did Brittany Runs a Marathon,
Yes.
22 Jump Street, Fist Fight is the one you were
Fist
talking
Fight,
about.
yes. Rough Night,
Yeah.
Workaholics. The Night Before, that was a hilarious
I knew
movie.
I had seen her, I just couldn't remember where. And then Isla Fisher, of course, she's been in a couple of movies. She was in Scooby Doo. Mm-hmm. She was in Definitely Maybe, I Heart Huckabees, The Lookout, Keeping Up with the Joneses. Wedding Crashers is where you probably know her most.
Yeah.
From
Vince
Owen and yeah. So and she voiced in Rango.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, and Horton Hears a Who. So she's pretty busy, although you may not see her face all the time. I thought overall the cast was pretty good. I just thought it was a lightweight, kind of funny movie. Now, will I rewatch it several times? Probably not. But if someone says, "Hey, what'd you think about this movie? Should I watch it?" I say, "Yeah," especially if you have kids, because I think kids would enjoy it. Although my child doesn't seem like she enjoyed it very much.
I didn't say that. I said it was a good movie.
Which, if one of your friends asks you, is this a movie that you recommend? What do you say?
I say if you are not doing anything, have fun.
Where do
it's
you
a time
rank
filler.
this? Oh, okay, a time filler.
She said a 6. We both
No,
said a 6.
I mean, like, in terms of, is this below Zootopia?
Yes.
Yes.
Is this above, let me see, is this above Soul?
No.
No.
It's below Soul? Okay. All right.
You know what this is above?
What?
This is above that 2007 Christmas movie, that Snow Globe movie. It's above that.
Snow Globe movie.
Yeah, remember we did the review on
Our top Christmas movies.
Yeah, we were offering top Christmas movies off of Disney Plus, and Snow Globe was one of mine, and Nia was
The one that I trashed.
Yeah, Nia
The
was not
old one that
not
I was
happy with that
like,
one.
I can't do the female character, the main female
It's
character.
the one with what's her name? The black girl. I mispronounced her name, but it'll come to me in a little while.
Snow Globe. Okay.
All right, so let me ask you guys this then. In terms of the story, where did it lose you? Like, what would have made this more interesting? What made it less interesting? For example, for me, I tend to identify, I like humor. I do like stories around the holiday. Mm-hmm. I do like magic and stuff like that. So all the ingredients were all there for me. It just the cast was like a top B class. It wasn't an A class. Like if you say, you know what, I want you to watch this, and it's going to have, and I'm not saying I'll watch stuff with Kevin Hart, but someone on his level, I anticipated being funny. So when I see Jumanji and The Rock is in it, and Jack Black and Kevin Hart, oh, I know it's going to be funny because those are top funny dudes. Well, not The Rock, but Kevin Hart and Jack Black are Kevin Black. So this movie didn't have those top names, or at least that I identified with. But I thought overall it was pretty funny. So where did it lose you guys? Was it a slow plot?
That, and like Nia said, it kind of just became a time filler. Like, I feel like at some point in the movie, I just started doing something else. And then...
Like being on your phone and not paying attention to the movie?
That was very
Or
easy
being
to do.
on the phone, or being on the phone, or being on the computer, or something else took my attention. And I don't know, it was just weird. Like, the character is like this really bubbly, naive, I guess, person, and to see Jillian play it almost felt super theatrical.
So I'm getting from this that we probably should watch some of her other more adult stuff to get a real feel for what her...
Yeah, she's very much so satire, sarcasm, bad language.
The bad language, yeah.
Yeah, like that's the type of like straight face humor. That's typically what I've seen her
Well,
in.
she did a lot of that in this. The older fairy, I'm trying to think of her name. Was it Mora or was Mora the teacher? I'm trying to
I think
remember.
Mora was the teacher.
Mora was the teacher, and she was played by Jane Curtin. The older fairy, I'll have to figure out what her name.
Agnes?
Was it Agnes?
Yeah.
I thought she was funny. She's played in other things that we've seen as well.
June Squibb. Yeah, she was
June
pretty
Squibb.
funny. She was like, I'm the DJ and I'm at least 7,000 years old.
Yeah, she was pretty funny. Well, all right. It doesn't seem like we have a whole lot to share on Godmothered, outside the fact that you don't have anything else to do.
It's a good movie for background noise.
Yeah.
It's a good babysitter.
That's not saying anything pleasant at all. Here's what I'll tell the audience. Number one, I know a lot of times my children we sit to watch TV and they still have devices in their hands. And sometimes I make them put them down. Other times I don't. I act like I don't see it.
Because you are on your laptop.
No, not when I'm watching a movie. You can accuse me of one of two things.
Sleeping.
Either being awake or asleep. But you cannot accuse me of being... Because I cannot do both those at the same time. So the reason I'm saying that is this. I think if you guys engaged a little bit more, it could have been maybe a 6.5 or a 7.
I was engaged. When you told me to put my laptop down, I was like, okay, I'll watch this movie because I actually have to pay attention and review this tomorrow. So I was like, okay, put the laptop down.
Well, then you tell me, where did it lose you and how could it have been better? This is help for the producers and the directors. So in your age category, where do you think it lost you? Because it had kids in it,
That doesn't make it better.
Well,
like,
sometimes
I'm a child
it does.
seeing more children on TV. It's like,
They think you can
me.
identify with them. So where did it lose you? The plot was slow, uninteresting.
I can't say that it lost me because it didn't like really have me, but like,
So it's just slow.
So
yeah.
the movie itself and the cast as well as the storyline didn't really grab you. Like, this is not a movie that you would have ran out and been like, I've got to see this.
This isn't something I would have saw in the theaters. I wouldn't have
No.
paid to go see this.
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, so the audience is completely confused now because here's what I'll tell you. The girls didn't particularly like it. It was okay, but it wasn't something that they're going to write home about. As for me, I would say I was pleasantly surprised. I did watch this with my wife. We talked about it a little bit afterwards. We were both pleasantly surprised. Well, I guess this would be the same for everybody in the last year. I was going to say we've watched a lot of TV.
Yes, we have watched a lot of TV.
We sometimes are struggling to find new stuff we haven't seen.
Yes.
And so I remember favoring this movie from seeing the trailer, and when I saw it, I said, "Oh yeah, let's watch that." And so we rewatched it. I didn't fall asleep on it. I thought it was pretty good. I thought, it was
says a lot.
Well, it was in the middle of the day too.
Okay.
But we thought it was a worthy movie. Now, it's not a blockbuster, and I don't think it's going to end up in the Disney vault or anything like that. But I do think it's worth seeing. Is it one of the stronger titles that's on Disney Plus? No, it's not. But I would at least see it one time.
Yeah.
I would at least see it one time.
I don't
disagree.
And
then make up your mind about it. Because here's the thing. We could be, maybe you got a little different taste. Maybe some of this stuff is very funny to you. I don't know. I thought it was a, really solid, B type of film. And I was pleasantly surprised.
I think that's why my opinion is so on the lower side, because I'm biased too. Like during quarantine, I watch more comedies or actions or like reruns of older shows that I've seen. I didn't branch out to this side of Disney. I watched stand-up comedies on Netflix, or what else did I watch? I watched One-on-One. That's like an old 90s kind of show.
Yeah. Definitely early 2000s. But
early
continue.
2000s.
What was it called?
One-on-One. With Kyla Pratt
and
Flex.
Oh, yeah, you did. You watched all that.
Yeah, I watched all the seasons of that, so I'm biased. This isn't something that's in my queue. Therefore, that's why my opinion is the way it is. So if you like this kind of movie, don't listen to me.
Well, okay. No, that's fair because, listen, we all have different opinions of different things, and this is one of those things, so that's fine. We wanted to provide a review of the movie, so it'll give you an indication if it's something that you should watch immediately or something you can just kind of put on your watch list and watch Soul and Mandalorian and all this other stuff first. And, of course, I would do the latter. Watch everything else you want to watch first that you're excited about. And then if you're hanging out on Saturday afternoon and you don't have anything else to do and it's raining outside, pop this one in. You won't be disappointed. I don't think you're going to write a letter to your neighbors, but I do think that you'll enjoy it. It is funny and it's family friendly.
Yes,
I
is
think
very
it is
friendly.
rated PG-13, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say it's rated PG-13 because I doubt very seriously anything on Disney Plus is a hard rating. But I don't see the rating on this.
It's rated PG.
It's rated PG? Okay. All right. Well, since we didn't like that movie that much, we already did the review of Soul. Mm-hmm. Do you guys have any other recommendations that you could give folks if they did, were not super excited about watching Godmother? Anything else from Disney Plus?
That's new?
Or just one recommendation? Like, obviously, I would say if you have not seen season 2
of
Mandalorian,
to watch it,
you are really, really behind. I don't know what you're doing with your life if you're not watching The Mandalorian.
Get it together.
Yeah.
No, I've been watching a lot of animated movies recently. Like the other day, I was like, I want to watch Horton Hears a Who. So I watched that.
Yeah.
The Ned show, I don't know who watches that, but that show is supposed to have new episodes coming out on Disney Plus.
That's
soon.
with the alien being the
being the talk show host.
I keep looking at that like, is this gonna be silly or?
It's kind of weird.
Really?
It's kind of weird, but there's new episodes coming out just as a PSA.
I'll check it out. I watched Zootopia again for the 100th time, and I watch it all the way through like it's the first time. It is excellent. Mandalorian, of course, watch that. And don't, hesitate or don't skip out on the the National Geographic type stuff.
Oh, yes. Those are great.
Oh, my God. I watched this thing about sharks the other day, the shark habitats. hammerheads, how they're the Ferraris of the ocean, and
Not the Ferrari.
all kind of stuff. Oh my God, they show this. It's so interesting to me to see the intelligence of nature, how things just know what to do. When a whale dies or something in an ocean, how it feeds the ecosystem, how the sharks do their part, and how everything it works. How dolphins move fish around in the water to position it so that they can eat as a group. And then the sharks follow the dolphins because they know what they're doing and they know there's going to be food in there. It is amazing how this stuff works, and it's just genius, and it just works.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
wicked
check
tuna.
those out. And what?
Wicked tuna. Wicked tuna
Yeah.
is funny.
Wicked Tuna is the girls. Maya and Nia got me watching that.
Mikhail likes Wicked Tuna. I think we watched him when he first discovered it. We watched it like every day for 2 weeks. He was like, "Babe, we gotta watch Wicked Tuna. Come on, we gotta watch Wicked Tuna." I'm like, "Okay."
So Nia, what do you think? Anything you could recommend? We did recommend Soul. Soul you did like, so
Yes.
we'll recommend Soul.
If you haven't already watched all of the released live actions that are on Disney Plus, of course, you have to watch those.
Lion King, Dumbo,
Dumbo.
Lady and the Tramp, Aladdin, which is
Mulan.
worth watching. Yeah,
The
and
Jungle
Mulan.
Book.
Jungle Book, all that stuff is out there. You could have did a movie a day for a week during the holidays and saw the live action classics.
Yeah.
We've only reviewed a few of the
Cinderella.
live actions, so maybe we'll incorporate that this year. We'll do more reviews since we have taught at Disney Plus so much in the last few podcasts, and so much more is going toward Disney Plus. We'll do that.
I
So-
want Disney Plus to purchase Roger and Hammerstein's Cinderella. Just throwing that out there. It's technically a live action, and it's amazing.
Really?
Yes, we have it on VHS.
Oh,
The Cinderella with Brandy and Whitney Houston and Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, I was gonna say we have a lot of Cinderella type stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot from the Enchanted to all the
Yeah.
other stuff. So anyway, shorter podcast today, but we hope you found some value here, and we're gonna do more reviews in the future. And like I said before, we're gonna be uploading 2 to 3 podcasts a week. There will be a general podcast where we're talking news and park and planning and things like that to always keep you on pace. So look out for that. And we're going to be doing a roundtable like we're doing today, whether it's a movie review or we could be talking about a number of topics that have our interest. Look for, believe it or not, I think I've talked my wife into actually guest starring on the podcast within the next
What?
few weeks.
Oh my
And you'll never guess why.
Why?
She likes to watch Mandalorian with me. And so I said, do you want to, do the reviews for me with Mandalorian? And she said, yeah. So I said, okay, let's do it.
That is nice.
Yeah, so I didn't know until I started watching Mandalorian that she was even aware of Star Wars, but she seemed to like it. And again, we try and do stuff together, so I think she kind of gravitated initially. She didn't really know what it was, and then because she was wanting to watch something I was watching, and then when we started watching it together, especially this new season, she sort of got into it. She really likes Baby Yoda.
Of course, he's the best thing ever.
Yeah, so. And I know Baby Yoda's name. I'm going to say Baby Yoda until I do the review.
I know Baby Yoda's name too, but I'm just always gonna call him Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
I don't know Baby Yoda's name. I don't watch this.
All right, guys. Well, continue to support my Disney Brain. Thank you so much for joining us today. And keep a lookout. We're posting every day on Instagram and Facebook. And we have a new Facebook group. We've had heretofore a Facebook page, and we've just started a Facebook group. There will be plenty of giveaways and contests and things like that going on in the group. So if you've not joined, please go ahead and join the group. That is the only way that you're going to be able to get any of these prizes, gift cards, or cash. So there's that. We hope that you have a great week, and we look forward to talking to you very soon. Thanks.